Welcome to the Indy Hookup. Today we have Sunshine. Heston, take it over.
Hey, listeners, we got a treat for you today. We got, you didn't say the name right, Ricardo. It's Sunshine, the goddess.
Oh, I
Let's
forgot the goddess part. That's important. Forgive me.
now, uh, Sunshine, we glad that we got you on here. I still remember when we first met, you being my feed, talking about you wanted to play. Now look where we at.
Man.
Sunshine, you have a beautiful voice. Uh, I remember I was kind of mad. I'm like, who is that? I'm in my feed. And I start scrolling down your page and I hit a couple of pictures or something. And I'm like, wait a minute. Ricardo, Ricardo. She could sing. She sent me 4 songs. And, you know, um, when I first started listening, I'm like, hey, that's kind of like a gospel. Until I heard, I'm like, that ain't no gospel.
Not quite. But in some sense, it is. It's my gospel.
Hey, it is. Hey, it is. You know what? It sounds really nice. You even got my mama's approval. Now, Ricardo would tell you it's hard to get my mama. She said the only thing she be cussing too much.
Oh, that's just how it came out.
But you do have a beautiful voice. Um, when did you realize you could sing?
Oh, well, greetings. Definitely just want to say hello and tell you and your co-host that I appreciate both of you as well, and I'm excited to be here and for the opportunity just to connect. I I feel like I've been singing since I was in the womb. I don't remember a time when I started singing. I definitely started singing as a professional artist, probably about, I would like to say, like officially 5 years ago is when I was like, okay, I want to express myself in this way. But prior to that, I was a praise and worship leader, so that's why my music sound like gospel. I've been singing in the church since I was about 7 or so years old, and that is where my sound is rooted.
Praise the Lord. Yeah. I played at church for a long time too, from 13 all the way up to to adult. So yeah, it definitely that gift that comes. I don't know what it is about church musicians and church singers. Like you could have a person start on a guitar, bass, or organ, and then a year later, all of a sudden they are just flaming, and that don't happen in the so-called world. So that definitely that gift. The Bible says the gift comes without repentance. So it doesn't matter if you still doing gospel or you doing R&B or whatever, or some naughty words like you be using. It's still gonna come out. Yeah, it's definitely, you got a beautiful voice. The songwriting is impeccable. So do you do your own songwriting as far as the lyrics, and do you participate in the music part at all?
Yeah, so I do my own songwriting. I have also released a couple of songs that were written by this other young lady. As you were talking about repentance, it kind of ties in for me because this music is my repentance, right? I met this young lady who was reading to me a song that was my life experience, like the real life version of Killing Me Softly, of like these words speak for a version of me that didn't have a voice, that still to that day didn't have a voice, but because of what she offered me in those lyrics, I was able just to connect with that version of myself and turn away, because that's what repentance means, right? Is to turn away from like some of the old ways that I was doing things and the old ways that I was thinking and the way that I was expecting one thing, but putting out the seed for something else. So, yes.
Nice.
I was just
Yes.
gonna ask you, was your song written by life experiences, but you answered that.
Yeah, so basically through that position that I was in with that young lady, I was then able to like really take some of my own songwriting seriously just from like a storytelling standpoint because you know, when I experienced songs, I wasn't paying attention to the fact that, oh, this person is taking me on a ride. And so just realizing that, okay, well, I can use the things that I'm talking about in my everyday life and the things that I'm learning and that I believe, and I can tell a story through this music. And so that's when I started to, like I said, take seriously writing my own music. And I did use my life experiences and just everything that I've accumulated along the way in order to pass down some of the lessons that I wish I would have had somebody to teach me at different points in my life.
Okay. So have you done any other than church live performances?
Oh yeah, for sure. I love performing live. I have performed in a few lounges. I've done weddings, of course, outside of a church, but still, like a reception type vibe. And I have participated in some local concerts and just really indulged myself in the open mic scene and all of the culture that exists in those spaces. We as a people have like so much art and beauty, and all the vendors come out and you get to experience everybody's gift, and I get to share mine as well. So
Good.
Okay. Go ahead, Ricardo.
Nothing. I'm trying to give you some room before I, just take over the interview. Like I sometimes do. I'm like, I'm just sit back and I ain't gonna say nothing, and then I end up asking a lot of questions. But yeah, I see you have some recording equipment inside it. Do you record at a lot of your vocals at home?
I do my reference tracks at home. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I think one thing about me is I wasn't necessarily classically trained. And so here over the past about 5 years, I have just been taking seriously like learning music theory and also like the energetic like aspects of music and how frequency impacts people. And so I do a lot of playing around with sound in my space.
Okay. So are you working with a producer currently, or what's your project now? What besides is the one that we have now? I guess you might got more than one. Is that your latest project, and are you working on something else?
I'm always working on something else. There's this one that I'm working on that's my favorite. It's probably gonna be like my first song that's like really rooted in like love for anything external. Cause I think some of my other music, when people hear it, sometimes they'll categorize it as like male bashing or whatever. But if you really listen to it, it's self love, and this one is an opportunity to celebrate love in what we perceive as the other.
Mm, love
Yeah, yeah, because one of the songs I got, whoever it was, he was in a lot of trouble.
A whole lot of trouble. But so was I. And I got myself out, and he got himself out too.
To save a hoe. Ooh, boy.
So
That was
you
the
have
thing though.
singles out there?
In that particular lyric, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go
In
go
that
ahead.
particular lyric, I'm talking about myself. I'm the hoe. Call me Captain Save a Hoe.
Right,
Because
right, right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I deliver myself from this situation, and if you want to label me or categorize me as, a sinner or a saint because of the decisions that I made, go ahead and just call me Captain Save a Hoe because that's the title that I would like to wear.
Uh, Beyond the surface. The current project that you have now, is it a single or is it a whole EP or album?
It's singles. All of my music has been released up to this point in singles.
Okay. And are do you are you said you perform out? Do you perform with a band? Or are you doing like with tracks? Are you planning on putting a band together? What's your live?
Yeah, so in my live presentations, I do have a band. I actually have a show coming up in November, and I'm setting up a small piece. I think the venue is really tight, so I might only be able to get like a pianist and maybe a bassist or something like that. But I love to perform with musicians. I part of my classical training has been a beginner piano, and so even that opportunity I was led to. I went for vocal training, and the owner of the studio was like, hey, I'm looking to hire people as well. And so not only did I get the vocal coaching that I wanted, I got paid for it. So it's like that door opened up for me, and I also got the opportunity to deal with some beautiful children and helping them to learn how to play the piano as well as beginner piano. So hope that answers your question. And then you asked me about producers, and I did just want to shout out my producer, Rekka.
What's his name?
Rekka.
Rekka. All
Yeah,
right.
he's a
Shout out to Rekka.
like a legend, and yeah, he's definitely a legend. I'm very grateful for him because that is one aspect that kind of limited where my work was, because if you can have a great song all day, if you don't have great production and mixing and mastering, you out of there.
Don't be shy, Heston. Go ahead.
I was coming with a joke, but then I had to pull it back.
Hi. I
We
like to
hey
laugh
hey hey
instead of
we had
laugh.
this person that is
So
a peer
uh,
on look at our show, and she said I was getting a little raunchy. So if you say something that trigger it's so unprofessional. You don't know if you're uncomfortable, especially with a woman. So try to
was
behave.
it
Okay.
was uh the mixing and mastering part. Ricardo and I, we argue behind the scenes. I mean, because we deal with only independent artists, and some stuff is questionable, but something that really stands out that catches my ear. Like uh, we have a few female vocalists that we deal with a lot, and sometimes the music is a little questionable. And I'll play it, and Ricardo go, only quality music, and I be getting beat up. I be getting a riot act. I put it on anyway. I'm like, man, they independent artists. They might need a little help,
It
So when you said mixing and mastering, I was waiting for him to throw a stick at me, but I guess I just threw it at myself and lit the fire.
we lost her. We gotta wait for her to come back. Hess can barely hear you, and now I can barely hear you.
Oh, y'all can hear me?
Hess, can you hear
Yeah, I can hear.
her? Okay. All
Okay,
right, so
now.
we just gonna continue. I'll just edit that part out. Um, so where can people find you? What's your IG? Do you have a website as well? Are you on all the platforms? Where can they find you?
He the queen of Facebook, man.
I really am. I love Facebook. That's one thing that I feel like ages me. I love Facebook. I love Facebook. That's where I'm the most active, where I just feel, the most comfortable, probably because I have kind of over the years used my social media as a diary in a lot of ways. And now that there's different ways to tell stories on different platforms, I'm still molding myself into that. I do have Instagram, and on Instagram, you can find me as sunshine underscore the is THA underscore goddess. And that is also my username on TikTok. And the best way to connect with me is to go to my link tree, and it's linked on all of my social media.
I see you wearing locks and you using the goddess. Are you into Afrocentrism and culture? Is that where you got the goddess, or where are you just how did you come up with that name?
So as far as my hair, I'm into myself, and so if I'm considered Afro anything or another, then I'm gonna be interested in it. Just basically, I had a lot of what I feel like oppression around my hair, and so I really have just wanted to create a space for myself where the way that my hair grows out of my head is fine. So that's what the reclamation is, and so of course in that there is some reverence to who I am and where I come from and what the people who came before me believed and how they lived and what's the truth behind a lot of the things that I feel like were force fed to me. I guess, if you want to think of it just like by society about what a black woman is. So, yeah, I would say that.
Are you a
Yeah,
mitochondrial? The source of all. So we recognize that. Yeah.
So,
What's the
where
music
can
scene like in Texas? Are you? What part of Texas are you in?
okay, so I'm in the Dallas area. I grew up in a place called Arlington. It's right in between Fort Worth and Dallas, for those of y'all who know the Texas area. And it's just a very interesting thing, the contrast between those two, what some people consider to be major cities, and how living right in between of them in a suburb has been. So that's the area that I'm from. I've been here, like I said, since I was 7. We moved here from Oklahoma, is where I was born at. So I always like to give a shout out to
How
Oklahoma.
come you ain't got no twang, no Texas twang in your
You
voice?
don't think so?
Not much.
It
hey,
depends on who you're talking to. I guess who would say I would, because
I do
well,
hear the Southern belle every now and then, yeah. But
yeah,
me and my boy KE
Southern
get
accent is
into it because I
definitely not
call him
strong.
country, and he say country, this big city. I'm like, we're not talking about how big the city is. We're talking about the
How
accent.
country the people are, right?
Yeah. But when I go to Atlanta or listen to some Atlanta people, I was like, ooh, I mean, it takes me everything I can not to laugh. But then when I moved to New York, I'm from Michigan. They call me country because we say finna and fixing and all that stuff like that there, and they think we country. So yeah.
yeah,
It's not wrong with being country too. Like,
here from California, the slang that we talk, you be around different people like from Atlanta or whatever, and they go, "Hey, man, hold on, let me hear him talk. Let me hear him talk." Because our slang, uh, and the Yay area got their own little thing going on. So we in a island in California. The
that's
slang
funny.
and how we do. So the music scene is big there, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, what a beautiful diaspora, right? Of like the way that Black people express themselves linguistically across the country. To have so many different dialects and accents and things, because it really is a whole dialect. Because people have like completely different words that we use and ways that we use certain phrases, and I think it's absolutely beautiful the way that we just kind of own the way that each of us speaks. I love like a Louisiana accent. That's my favorite. But the music scene here is very cultured. So like what I was saying about the city is it's always been a wide variety of cultures that kind of accumulate into this space. And so when you get onto the music scene, that's what you get, is like a full range of anything that you could imagine being created and shared and really celebrated as well. We have a very celebratory community that I have been connected to, in any spaces that I've gone in where there was music. People were celebrating one another, and like really indulging in each other's art. So that's how I would describe the scene here.
How many singles do you have out now? Because I've only heard the one. I want to hear some more.
Okay, yeah. So, what the one you heard is "The Blessing." I'm sure that's the most PG one possible. Like earlier when you were saying that you trying to keep it PG or whatever, I am a sacred sex coach. So
Oh
I
Lord.
is why
What?
I
What?
but
What? You? That's what you say?
yes, I teach about sacred sex. I'm
Does
a
that
se-
sound like a contradiction in terms to most people? But I understand exactly what you're talking
yeah,
about, and that's
yes,
how it should
it
be.
really does. It really
Right.
does.
You know,
Because it's
a
a
whole
very heavenly act.
going through my head that I'm not gonna say.
Explain it to the man. Break it down so it can forever be broke down.
I
Yeah,
got
so sex is sacred. It doesn't matter how you approach it. It doesn't matter um, how much we have it watered down and what's the word I'm looking for? Like monetized and everything else that we have done, as a people with sex. It's a sacred act. It's a union of two souls. So it's like whether or not you are intending to, whenever you lay down and have sex with someone, you are joining your path to theirs. You're saying to God or space or however you want to call it, you're saying, hey, this is a person who I want to journey in life with, align me with the path that they're on. And you're taking on whatever comes along with that when you lay down with somebody. So, especially if you do it repeatedly over time, it's like a seal to it. So, it's like a very sacred thing. And I think a lot of times we get taught, oh, that is nasty. But when it's used in a proper way, it's a really beautiful, powerful thing to be able to energetically join yourself to your partner and devote yourself to a purpose. You know what it's like? I think it's like one can put away 1,000, but two can put away 10,000. That's the vibe.
Do you
right.
believe in soul ties with sex?
Um, I don't think that is something to believe in. I think that it's proven that when you connect yourself with someone in that fashion, you connect your soul to theirs in some aspect. I don't know how you can deny the fact that something spiritual is going on when you have sex with someone.
Mm. So that would that imply that you have to be real careful who you tie your soul with?
Or not, like whatever you call to do. I don't think that it's necessarily for someone else to say how someone else should express their sexuality. I think it's just important that when that person does that, they know what they're doing.
Mm. But we might
Yeah.
have to explore this we're trying to keep it musical, but this is so interesting. I'm sure you get a lot of interviews on that.
Well, I love music though because that's so connected. That's what let me know that okay, it's some sacred to this whole situation because music is a big part of the way that we use that same energy to create the environments that we're in. So it's like we talking about it, but it's definitely intertwined in the same thing.
It's
Have you ever go ahead.
music is a language. It's an expression. It's all that. You know,
Vibration.
I'm 60 some years old, and that certain song will come on, and I can remember my first time.
Period.
You know, I'm like, and I'll be walking out here the song, and all of a sudden, ooh, you know,
For,
um, damn,
and that's
I'm,
intentional.
huh,
That's intentional. Like that was the intention when the song was created.
right, I'm like, whoa, man, that song took me there. You know, it'll change your mood. You'll get up, you'll be mad, you'll be pissed off, and the song will come on, and you'll be just like, hey, I feel that with a lot of the artists we support. I hear music all day. I was talking to somebody today. Send it to my email, HestonCleveland5 gmail.com, and I'm getting direct messages, and it's music. And I'm like, now you got me listening to your music 2 and 3 times when you just send it to my email. Send it to my email. I'll let you know I got it and I'll play it. But I got to go through the Spotify. Oh man, just pick the one you want. No, send me the one you want me to play. You know, it's funny. We have a good friend that also does interviews, and I tell Ricardo this. Um, it was this guy. She called me up and she said, "Oh my God, you got to hear this." And I'm like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Oh my God." And it's like the commercial with the raccoons at the garbage can. This tastes nasty. Taste it. And we laughed. She said, "I'm not never playing that song. I'm not never playing." And I was scrolling on X, and it was on a radio station being played, and I sent her a screenshot. And I laughed. It's everybody's opinion on what they think about music. It's like I like ice cream, you like ice cream, Ricardo like ice cream. I like Rocky Road. You might like banana nut, you might like strawberry. That's just your taste. Who's to say if it's bad or good?
Me.
Because my neighbor might be jumping up and down. Yeah, yeah. So, you know, we try to go on feel. So if I hear a song and I'm like, hey, and I'll call Ricardo, Ricardo, check this one out. He the oh bah humbug, yeah, okay, it's cool. And I beat and ran up, jumping up and down, Ricardo, Ricardo. Yeah, it's all right. I be like, damn. And I turn around and walk away. But we really like what we doing, and you are a phenomenal singer. I love your music. Our best stereo is in the car. I listen to the music. We'll I'll send Ricardo the songs. We'll put it together. He'll send it back, and I'll go through and make the edits where I hear a cuss word or something. I play your music, and the trunk rattles. I'm like, "Ooh, yeah, this be hitting right here."
That's record.
I think
Man,
we
that
got cut off. I think we got cut off when we were asking you the singles, because how many singles you got off of Western Name? And are you on the platforms? Are you on a DSP? Are you on your CD Baby or what are you on places we can find you like that?
Absolutely. So I was gonna string him back. He was having, a fun time over there. I think I steered us off the road when I said that I was a sacred six teacher or whatever, saying that where are we going from here? So my other single is called The Peace. I really, really love The Peace. It is like near and dear to my heart. It's just really a story of like me reclaiming myself and really learning how to treat myself good and take care of myself and learn who I am and like really know what that means and trust that if I'm taken care of, then everybody else around me is taken care of. Like I really just gotta take care of me and that's gonna make sure that everybody else straight. So that's the peace protection mantra, aka the peace. I love the blessing, which is the one that y'all have as well. It's definitely a full story. Go ahead.
we play that.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's the one that y'all. You said y'all played a piece too. He said he had only heard one.
So see, he lying to you because after you leave, I'ma send it to him, and he gonna go, oh,
Yeah. So
I
just
forgot.
the other one. Go ahead.
I
I
just must
play.
have forgot.
It's one I saw on in your bio that I know we don't have.
It's probably the savior, and that's because there's so many
Oh,
cuss words in it. Like,
yeah.
who?
We got the Savior.
You gotta
It's
start making radio edits, young lady. When you're in the studio, the best time to make it when y'all doing the mix, just do a radio edit. Matter of fact, sometimes people just do a whole nother verse where they put the alternative words instead of a peep or a blank spot. They'll put the the radio version in there. Because certain stations, depending on like KYBN, which one of our main stations, they're FCC regulated, so they can't. You got so much internet, they could play anything. But the ones that still go on over the airways, they either have to beep it, and then most people ain't gonna go through what we went through to edit it for you, and you want to do your own edit so you can control how it shows up. But if you got something, we could work on something. I could do some clean edits for you. You know,
Well, I would definitely appreciate that. I definitely know better. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate your offer to help me out as well. That's very kind of you. Um, so
Because
go ahead.
uh, cut your you kill you shoot yourself in the foot when you don't have the radio edit because now it's something that Ricardo can correct me on this. It's I'm gonna say it wrong. It's like a professional kit where you have the original, the radio edit, the acapella, and
acapella.
the you got all four. For promo or whatever. I
Show
was taught.
track, the acapella, the instrumental,
Yeah.
so if you can have every situation, you might have a DJ that want to do a remix of your song. The remix might be the one to take off, but then they'll discover the original. So yeah, especially when you go through all that trouble to get a studio. I don't know if you're paying or where y'all got an arrangement or whatever, but yeah, you do it right then. At least the show track and a clean edit right there by the mixes up. Yeah. But yeah, you
Yeah.
what
I
so
got the
I think
knowledge. I'm a good game. I definitely appreciate that. And those are things that definitely need to be shared. So I just definitely appreciate each and every one of you just for having like a mindset to do that. Because some people be like, they stand whatever, but not give you what you need in order to succeed. So I greatly appreciate that.
insist
Right.
on it. Yeah. When is the next project you got or song? You say you do singles. When is the next one coming out?
Yeah. So, just to run down the one that I released right before the piece was a chanting track, and all different cultures use chanting, and so that was just kind of like my first thing that I wanted to put out as a way to pay homage to my intentions because they are very much to heal and to share a message more than anything else. So what I'm putting out next is going to be called The Lover. It's a very different sound. It makes you feel like you in a different
Oh, that's it,
time.
Rocky.
Yeah, you're in a different time. Maybe like the late 80s.
Okay. Looking forward to hear that. Get that to us right away. Once you complete it.
Yeah, you got any ballads?
So
Oh,
I have some ballads written and ready to record. I really have a lot of work. One thing lately that I've been very much grateful for is that I do have like a catalog that I can like roll and I don't have to like overwork myself. So I have a few ballads, but there's a special one. I just have to get all of the circumstances perfect in order for me to do it. As y'all were speaking earlier, just like even about like the edits with the song, I have to create a better balance for myself of not feeling like I'm sacrificing any part of my artistry by censoring it in those kind of ways. That particular song has got a lot of what is deemed in this word as profanity because that's what the message is. And of course, you can choose different words or whatever, but that's what was authentically in the moment. But it's still a really good song, and I could just get the edited version of it and play it both ways. So it's like really like creating that, balance for myself where I feel like I'm really telling these stories in a way that they actually happen and the actual energy that I was experiencing. So the people that I'm supposed to touch and that are supposed to understand the music have the proper message.
Definitely. DA, there's so many venues or platforms that'll play it as is unedited. So we don't definitely want you to stifle your creativity or your artisanship or whatever you want to call
It's
that.
a
That's the
balance.
word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a balance though.
Yeah.
You can do
Right.
both. So
You
that's
know,
I
we just
definitely in this moment appreciate that feedback and like to. I'm sorry.
we just trying to maximize your output. You know, KYBN Radio is our biggest platform. Uh, over 10 million weekly listeners. So it's more ears. You know, most internet stations will be like 1,000, 2,000, maybe 3,000. Then there's another level, 365 radio stations or wider range, even though all the internet radio stations usually go pretty far. But KYBN is our biggest station and they don't play. The FCC be on them. Uh, to give you an example, one time, I mean, we're not perfect. You know, Ricardo and I, between both of us, we might miss a cuss word. And then the station didn't play, and then Ricardo go, "Did you hear that?" Yeah, sure, they didn't hear it. And then we get a text. Um, we heard that. I'm like, oh my god, no, because they get fined like $10,000. You know, so I'll be biting my nails during the 2 hour show. I'm like, did I? And then I'll start thinking, did we edit that? Oh man, oh my god, and I'll be, and it's one we got away with. Ricardo, did you listen to All I Need?
And
Hey, listen to it, man. That one there, man. The chorus, the bridge got cuss words in it. I'm like, damn, we one. And I gave it to Sabrina and she played it. I'm like, oh, it must be hitting real good. But now I can't play it. So, because they go see this. But yeah, we having a lot of fun, Sunshine. I'm glad that you're not shy and you reached out. I still laugh. I'm like, who the hell? Okay, you want to play? And I'm like, yeah, she do. So I'm happy with that. And I got to put you and my partner together. Ricardo gonna laugh when I say this. My partner, hey, Ricardo, my partner, the sex symbol is interested in collaborating with her.
for me, 23.
Yeah, I see. Because I always call him. I'm like the sex symbol, because he's a actor also. I seen him in a Super Bowl commercial, y'all. I'm like, oh, you for real? But I've been friends with him for a while. Met him online and his team. When you did the post and was singing, they reached out to me. Who was that? I'm like, oh, that's Sunshine. Yeah, man, we want to work with her. We interested. So that's when I messaged you. But I know he's having a lot going on, health issues and stuff. But yeah, he's still interested in talking to you. So I'll make sure that happen. I would be very curious to see what y'all come up with.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. So I'm definitely looking forward to hearing from his team and
You know what?
seeing.
It's a guy in this group right now that we talking, and
Mm.
it's not me. He's super producer. I mean,
I'll submit a track to one or two for you, see if you're interested. I'm sure you could do it a whole lot of good justice, and we'll see what it do. No pressure. If you, I'm like, I'm an artist like you, and if it resonates with you, and you feel like you could write something to it, great. Sometimes it might be a good track. You're like, oh yeah, but that's not for me. So I want if you know, we'll see what if you're feeling. I'll send you a couple tracks and see what you think.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I love that. I appreciate that. That's what's up. I appreciate that was a good plug right there, Houston. Yes, that was
Hey,
very professional. I love
I, I,
that. I'm
I
taking
got a.
notes.
That's why we call it the hookup.
I do feel very hooked up this whole time for real. I feel expanded and I really appreciate that. I love a conversation that makes me feel like I have more room.
But it's all through experiences. I mean, Ricardo got his experiences, and I got mine. I mean, I don't play an instrument. I was a DJ in a rap group, but my
Nice.
mom grew up in a musically inclined household. My father played keyboards. My mom sung. They played all that up and down the Bay Area back when it wasn't no internet. You know the stories my mom tells, and then me pushing my mom. Uh, it's hard to trust people here online, and I've been through so much pushing my mom's music. I met so many people, like how I met Ricardo. We was laughing about it the other day. I got a buddy that owned a state of the art studio, moved to Vegas, and Ricardo just happened to be down there. I met him through a mutual friend that did my mom's video. I mean, I tell you, he kept calling Ricardo. My mom and I would be in the studio, like, oh my God. He said, I gotta wait for Ricardo to call back. And Ricardo, thousands of miles away, and walking him through the board. Okay, you see this button over here, and I'm like, how are you doing that? So he moved down there, and I talked to my man. I said, man, look, you need an engineer. He down there, an engineer, and I hooked him up. And then he flew my mom and I out there, and I met Ricardo. I'm like, hey man, finally get to meet you. And they looked at me like, you don't know him? I'm like, just met him. Ricardo had been living there for 2 months. you know, uh, I'm a Cadillac salesman, and I sell Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? You're a beautiful artist. The Indy Hookup is going to help. We do this for me, rambling all that. We do this for the love of the independent artists. You know, we're trying our best not to charge. But we get another radio station, and that's more time. He's got the Love Vibe show, which is on 8, 9 radio stations. And then we got the Indie Hookup that's on 17 radio stations. Sometimes I can't even remember my name. And I'm trying to remember all these emails, and then this artist over here, that one. And where did I do with that? Ricardo, you got that? You know, um, we're trying to get sponsorship or built-in commercials. That's why you hear him hollering, advertise with the Indie Hookup. We got 17 radio stations. Your commercial will be heard all over the world. You know, um, we got something here,
Yeah.
and we just want to share it with artists that we like, that support us. We support them. Uh, it's a big ocean out there, and we do have the vessel to help artists get across. So that's what we're doing. And
Sunshine, we definitely welcome you to the family. And can you close us out because we done kept you a long time? Can you just tell the people again where they can find you and spell out how they can find you on IG, Facebook, and you
For
said it's a
sure.
release song. You have
Yes, I was
released
looking
songs, so they
at
can
my link.
go to Spotify and find you and stuff, right?
Oh yes, absolutely. I use DistroKid, so I'm on all your major streaming platforms, YouTube, Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Hulu, everywhere. And speaking of Hulu, I am actually going to be on Tubi. The Peace Protection Mantra that I was telling y'all about got picked up by this animator who has a Tubi channel, and he's going to use it for the theme song for one of his. He's a sci-fi animator, so anyway, yeah, that I am definitely also on Tubi. So I appreciate that. You can find my but what I was saying is when you said close out, I thought you were saying close out in prayer. I was getting ready to just go ahead and bow our head. So gratitude, for this moment.
I want to hear one of your sacred sex prayers, but maybe not on this show.
So and those are really good. So I can be found anywhere as sunshine underscore the THA underscore goddess as far as like Instagram is concerned. Also, you can find me on Facebook as just Sunshine the Goddess. You just use names on Facebook. We didn't have to have any underscores or anything like that. So you can find me there on Facebook, and I do a lot of ministry through my Facebook. I really enjoy interacting with people and connecting with people from all over the world. And sometimes you get precious gems like the ones I have sitting in front of me by doing that. So definitely connect with me. Even if it's not me that you're there for, I'm connected to so many different people, and I share what they're doing on my page. And I like to be, a resource in the way that each of you are a resource. So like attract like y'all get out there, connect with me, on a deeper level. I also have a Patreon. Um, where I release all of my music early there. Sometimes I'll post even just like reference tracks to get like feedback from people, and things of that nature. So definitely, I say my link tree is your best bet. Anywhere you find me on social media, Sunshine THA Goddess, Sunshine the Goddess, I'm gonna have my link tree posted, and it's just a world of information there. I mean, all the way down to it's a concordance on there. All the way up to where I am now, and really guidance around self-love and self-discovery, and really being able to tune into the God that's already within you. So definitely go there, because the music is there, everything is there. The music is right up there at the top, but you got to scroll down to the bottom to get to the goodie bag, is what it's called.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell the listeners, if you try to contact her on Instagram, you might be better go to Facebook.
It's a lie. It's like 19. Like, I just don't. I remember when we had AOL and that was it. I remember when we just
MySpace.
had the phone.
Right.
I remember when you used to call somebody, you got a busy signal. Okay, so give you some slack.
Well, hey, Sunshine, it's been a pleasure. Uh, when you get your project out, please send it. And if you got something else to say, I know you ain't bashful. You can come back on anytime.
Okay, yeah, I definitely appreciate y'all. I think that's just what I want to close it out with, was gratitude, and just saying that I feel the love and the authenticity in this space, and just a beautiful reflection. And I am grateful. Thank you.
We're honored to have you, Ricardo. Tell the man to tell the people who we are.